Hello, everybody. I am Stephanie Gillison with eXp Commercial. This week, we have a very special eXp Commercial Explained. We are bringing people from behind the scenes that power this engine out from behind, and they are going to be here today with us. Everything from our transactions team to my co-host today, Helen. Helen, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. I am super excited and pumped to be here with everyone. And we have a great explained setup for you. Super excited.
You know what, Helen, what I love about eXp Commercial is it's not just about commercial real estate. eXp Commercial is built for not only commercial real estate, but business brokering and mergers and acquisitions. And what's tremendous is eXp Realty, our sister company, since January 1 has done $111.1 billion in closed transaction volume. We teach them to go back to those same clients and ask them what their commercial needs are, ask them what their business needs are. And all of a sudden, we end up with billions upon billions of dollars of referrals directly from our eXp Realty partners right over to our eXp Commercial brokers in both commercial real estate and business brokering and mergers and acquisitions. That's what's so tremendous about this company is that we got rid of the brick and mortar a long time ago. We're operating virtually. We're the Amazon of real estate. And because we're operating that way, we've gotten rid of the silo. We're no longer hindered inside one office collaborating with those people inside those four brick walls. Are we, Helen?
No, we are not. We have definitely leveraged up the real estate world. Our brokerage, our one brokerage, as we say, we are not a franchise. We are able to collaborate across the board, and agents are just thriving on this relationship that they have with one another, and just the leverage that they have with those referrals coming from the realty agents. Our commercial brokers are going ecstatic.
Absolutely. And we've also got international collaboration. We are currently open in 18 different countries. And what we're seeing with our hospitality guys, our national brand guys and gals that are representing these brands that want to go overseas, they are able to collaborate with our eXp global partners in those 18 countries and get resort deals done, get brands to move to those countries, get them open. And so it's not just about the United States, it's about the entire globe. And I'm sure this next year, Michael Valdez's plan, our president of global, we're probably going to be in almost 50 countries by the end of 2022. So it's even more. What's so important, going back to, we are not a franchise, we are that one global company. It's an 80-20 split, but it's a $20,000 cap. Every single day I am on calls with commercial practitioners all over this country. And the number one question I ask them is, how much have you paid your broker since January 1? Helen, I hear 59,000, 123,000, 400,000. But I heard the biggest one yet on Tuesday of this week with a 12-person team in the Northeast at a large firm doing a lot of business. They have paid their broker $4.8 million since January 1 off of their split. And
Wow.
when I said to them, with us, it's 20,000. It's 20,000 each person. But 12 people times 20 is a whole lot less than 4.8 million. And the other thing that we've been able to do, even though eXp Commercial separate brokerage started up this year in 2021, we were able to utilize our buying power of being that publicly traded company with that $6 billion market cap to go out and create the technology necessary to get it at that low cost. So that $250 a month, you're getting Build Out Elite. You're getting national access to Reonomy data. You're getting Agent Hub CRM and social media manager and newsletters and everything that you could ever think of. You're getting eXp Commercial's enriched real estate data, which enables you to do a valuation anywhere in the United States in 12 minutes or less. You're getting AIR CRE forms for all 50 states. You're also getting transaction software. Our CRE tools and partners grow every single day, every single week. What we're putting together is to streamline the process. We are syndicating out your listings to over 41 national advertising platforms now. And these are just a handful of them. Helen, every time you turn around, we're announcing something else, aren't we?
Oh, every week there is something new. And like you said, it's the training, it's all these platforms that we provide for our agents. We want our agents to succeed and we are standing behind them. And this is what we do. We go out there, we get those extra platforms, we get those partners, and it just helps them at the end of the day. So it's a win-win.
Absolutely. And one of the most important things when it comes to commercial real estate is the access to data. We are an agent-owned company. This $6 billion market cap publicly traded company is owned by us, the agents. And in that, it's not only a brokerage that we own, it's this data that we've built and that we own. And so that is an amazing amount of monetary value to where we at eXp Commercial can be completely self-sustainable and not have to rely on third-party services to supply our data. We are updating this 10 million records every single week. There's not 48 hours that go by that this is not up to date. We've already sourced the owner information. We have verified that the phone number and the owner records and the email addresses are accurate. We're not putting in information where you've got to call 12 times before you get to the right person. That is what we're doing. And we've talked about this agent ownership. We all earn stock as we transact. We all earn stock as we grow and build this company. We all have the ability to earn stock and get our cap back in stock, that 20K back in stock when we icon. I've been an icon agent for 4 years. My anniversary is February 5th of 2018. That'll be 4 official years. I've iconed 4 times, and I have 7 figures worth of stock that I have earned doing what I've always done, doing transactions and building a real estate company. It's pretty tremendous, isn't it, Helen?
Most definitely. Who doesn't want that residual income?
Absolutely. Revenue share is just another icing on the cake. We all know in commercial real estate and business brokering, it takes a bit to get those deals closed, right? They don't happen overnight. In the meantime, you have the ability to utilize those relationships and build a revenue stream. Our public earnings report that went out just a couple weeks ago for the quarter showed where eXp World Holdings paid out $124 million in revenue share back to the agents who have introduced this company to other agents. We are sharing in that. And what I love about it, prior owned a brokerage, an independent brokerage. I've owned a franchise in the past too. I made great money. It was a successful brokerage. However, now I get to earn revenue share without having the overhead, without having the liability of those agents, without having to constantly be that innovator owner and be responsible for growing this business. I've brought my brokerage onto this platform and we have scaled it 10 times because we've been able to collaborate, expand our business past just the market that we used to service. Now we're servicing all over the country, but we've also been able to build this revenue stream to where before, if something happened to me, my business was dead with me being dead. Tomorrow, if something happens to me, or tonight, if something happens to me, my family wakes up tomorrow with this revenue share income every month that is consistently growing, and they're taken care of. And that's what's important about it. It is having that built-in retirement. And when Jim Wong's on here, I always love it when we talk about this because he's been at some of the biggest national commercial companies out there. And what's fabulous is he introduced people to those companies and they would give him a plaque. And I'm like, that's awesome, Jim. I've been getting dollars in my bank account for the last almost 4 years. And that's what's tremendous. And we all have the ability to do that here. eXp World, Helen, what is it like? You used to be in a brick and mortar. We all did. But
Yep.
what is it like operating in eXp World?
Coming into the world and having that same feeling of you being in a brick and mortar, but only being able to collaborate with thousands and thousands of agents across the board, different states, different countries, as you said, that we've gone global. It provides me the certainty that I have that reliance and that foundation behind me. There is no overhead. I'm able to sit here and work as if I was in face-to-face live with these people. It's the same collaboration. It's the same networking. When I tell you that, it's phenomenal to be, and you get so drawn into this world that you actually forget you are an avatar and you are sitting here and learning and training and operating than you would in a brick and mortar location. It's a different atmosphere, and a lot of people strive on it.
Yeah, not only can we collaborate together, do business together, learn about each other's deals, learn from one another, but we are also able to agent develop and train to the masses. When we have these amazing educators inside of eXp Commercial who have dedicated their careers to coaching and teaching commercial real estate and business brokering, and we're able to have 18 different countries, every state, agents from everywhere, brokers from everywhere, sit in an auditorium. We can train to the masses, and you actually learn, different parts of this country and different countries do things differently, and we get to learn it all at the same time, which is absolutely tremendous. Helen, most people know my story, but I'm going to say it again because, when I got into this industry, it was 1999. I had just graduated college. All I wanted to do was sell commercial real estate. Every single brokerage I walked into did not want to invest any time, effort, energy into me because they probably thought, one, what's this 21-year-old going to do, right? They were wanting experienced people. And so even back then, and Jim Wong shares this as well, because we both got into the business, we both fumbled for a while because we couldn't find that training. We had to really just figure it out on our own, which is costly. It's costly to figure it out on your own. So we have built this amazing eXcelerate program, this 4-week program that starts at ground zero so that anyone coming into this industry with a real estate license, if commercial real estate is what you want to do, we are here to make sure that you have those right fundamentals from the start to truly be successful in this business. The statistic is 2 out of 100 make it. Well, we're going to see 80 out of 100 make it. I want to see 100 out of 100, but we all know there's 20% that, it just is the numbers. But that's why we've built this eXcelerate program, and we've already started seeing our junior agents have closings. Helen, healthcare.
Oh, big, big, big advantage. We all know, and as you and Jim always say, health is wealth. With this amazing relationship that we've got with our healthcare platform. Agent healthcare, we obviously know, especially nowadays, we want that extra benefit. We want that foundation behind us, knowing that someone has our back. If I needed to go to a doctor, this is something that's provided. Going to be a paid plan, we know that it can cost up to $1,500 a month for a family with 2 children or whatever that may be, having that pre-existing condition. Here with the agent healthcare that we have, that we provide for our agents, just helps them alone cut half the cost they would probably pay outside of the brokerage. I don't know any other real estate brokerage that offers this to their agents. And as we know, especially with the way that things are moving forward, this is very crucial in a home.
Absolutely. And our agents are saving so much money each and every month, each year. There's stories. You go to expagенthealthcare.com. Even if you're not sure that eXp Commercial or eXp Realty is your next home, get a quote. They will quote you and you'll know exactly how much you're saving. Workplace is just one of those other added avenues to where eXp Realty, our sister company, and eXp Commercial can communicate in real time, post listings, post opportunities. The best stories that the best stories that we can share is, someone posting an off-market property and within 12 minutes it's picked up by one of our commercial brokers or what have you. But the referrals that are going back and forth on Workplace, this is a community that you can collaborate. We don't just have eXp World, but we have Workplace to do that as well too. And Our upcoming events, we do a monthly national commercial meeting. We do eXp Commercial Explained every single Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. We have over, how many now, Helen? Is it 13 or 14 product specialty meetings in the world every single month?
14, and it's still climbing.
It's still climbing, which is tremendous because not only can you come and learn about a product specialty, but they're doing deals. They're actually bringing off-market deals. They're bringing their clients, they're bringing people there to make money, to get deals happening. Next week, you've probably heard a whole lot about it, but we've got our intro to commercial real estate coming back. And on December 9th, we have got the best commercial symposium. And when I say this, I mean it. The symposium on December 9th is made up of tremendous speakers. It is all about knowing what the economic forecast is for commercial real estate. It's about knowing if REOs are coming in commercial real estate. It's about how do we solve for the great resignation that's happening in this country when it comes to employment. We have so much happening on December 9th at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time that you definitely need to show up. And if you want to be introduced to commercial real estate, do sign up for the intro to commercial real estate that starts on Monday and goes through Wednesday. We've also got a lot of expo people coming in. We've got a lot of great sponsors, and we're giving away iPads, Crexy memberships.
Exactly.
You can win. You can win free stuff and actually learn and add value to your career. But look, I started this call today with saying we're bringing some people out from behind the scenes. You all are used to seeing Jim and myself. We love doing this, but there is an entire engine that operates eXp Commercial. And there's several of them that aren't on this call that we will coach them into getting on here, including Bailey and Lindy one day, right? But today, what do agents and brokers care about the most?
Getting
Helen?
paid.
Getting paid. I have these conversations all the time where brokers and agents are telling me it takes 45 days to get their commission check from their broker, or it takes 15 days, 35 days, 22 days. I've practically heard everything. But I haven't heard anything less than 7 days so far. It's just maybe who I've been talking to. But to hear the 35 and the 45 consistently is why we wanted to bring on our very own Jennifer Verde, Director of Transaction Settlement, and Caitlin Shepard, our Transaction Settlement Manager, to talk exactly about how quickly it is that we pay agents. Jen, Caitlin, are you ready?
Hey, we sure are.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us, Stephanie.
Before we dive in to how important it is and how awesome you all are and how fast you are, rapid fast, at paying our agents and brokers, just give us your background, because not only have you been in the transaction side over at eXp Realty, but you've lived in the commercial space, right?
I have. I actually started at a smaller real estate company and with just realty, regular traditional sales, but I was able to kind of spearhead their commercial department, very small, but still. And I was fortunate enough to get all of that coaching and oversee all of these transactions to a point where I was mentoring our new commercial agents coming onto the brokerage. So that's where I was able to kind of get all of the experience in commercial, which was great because I loved it. I found that it was so versatile, right? It's so different from just your traditional real estate, and it changes. So that's kind of it. I love that challenge, right? So
absolutely.
I was able to work there, and then I moved into Matthews Investments, which is a commercial brokerage in Manhattan Beach, California. So I was there for a couple of, months, but I loved it, and that's why I wanted to be a part of the commercial group here as well.
And I love it too, because you have a true understanding. When our agents are uploading their files and you're looking, you get it because you've been in the space. It's not like you had to come in and learn, what's an installment payment lease or what's, whatever. You already know it because you've spoken their language for several years now, being a broker yourself in California.
Right.
All right.
That's true.
Caitlin, let's bring Caitlin on. Caitlin as well has a commercial background, which makes her perfect for this team. Caitlin?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. My name is Caitlin Shepard. So prior to relocating to the US in 2019, I was born and raised in Canada. So I have 13 years of commercial experience background supporting our third ranking research hospital in Canada. I was their lead for everything to deal with commercial leasing. And as I advanced my career, I had the wonderful opportunity of starting to get into their business development, starting to collaborate and facilitating with their strategic real estate needs for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, right? So I would identify strategic properties of interest around the hospital's campuses, because we had several. And and we would put together the business plans and the cost pro formas and et cetera. And even if it wasn't something that we needed immediately, we would tend to scoop it up. If it was a commercial building, then again, I would identify opportunities to lease out that space externally, bring in some external revenue. I would also shift some programs out of the acute care hospital sites that don't need to be in that expensive cost per square foot. They can operate into a commercial building, right? So those were kind of the interim plans as they grow and expand their healthcare needs. Another involvement that I would have with them is their parking lot developments, right? So a lot of work on the development side, working with developers and managing the projects from start to finish, and everything pertaining to leasing. So I've had the great opportunity of obtaining my certified leasing officer designation through the Real Estate Institute of Canada. And in 2018, I obtained my CCIM designation. And I can't tell you how much valuable experience and tools and research and that CCIM community really does bring to my career and to my day-to-day operations and what I do here for eXp Commercial.
I love it. And I love it because, you know, eXp Commercial is built for commercial real estate, even with our transactions team. You know, that's what's so important is no matter what staff you're dealing with, we all get it. We all speak the same language. We're familiar with it. We've been in that industry. All right, ladies, let's get into what everybody's here to hear. What everybody, you know, I have these conversations and I say how quickly and how rapid fast we're able to pay. And so many of them don't believe it. And so the whole gist of having you all on is, one, we wanted to make sure that people saw you all because you're a valuable part of eXp Commercial, but also to, you know, just legitimize what I've been telling them, in all honesty. So I'll go with Jen first. Jen, if I have a closing at 8 a.m. and it's a $75,000 commission, I upload it, the copy of the check into SkySlope. When does it show up in my bank account? When do you process?
We will process same day, and the agent will see their commission the next business day. And that is how quickly we can get someone paid.
Amazing. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so what if that commission is $300,000?
$300,000, you will still see that commission within less than 3 business days. As long as we have a copy, we confirm the check is with the county, we will pay you the very next business day. There is no hold. And I've never seen that in any of the brokerages that I've ever worked for, where, you know, you get paid immediately as soon as we have check on hand.
It's amazing. And so basically, you know, kind of walk us through that process. What is the reasoning behind why we pay so quickly, other than, you know, that's what we do, but talk about that, because it's been a big deal with leadership.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, think about who is actually building us, right? Like, this is all built by our agents, right? And, you know, someone that gets paid weekly, they'll still get their check on a weekly basis, but somebody who's depending and hustling hard, right? Because we know our commercial agents do. they want to get paid quickly as well. And so we want to make that happen for them because we know that it's important. And we want to make sure that we build those relationships with them as well.
Absolutely. Caitlin, talk to us about, SkySlope and how easy it is for you all to have visibility, the agent to have visibility.
Yeah, for sure. So, multiple times a day, the very first thing that I do when I start my morning is I generate a report. I run a report for any transactions that may have been created by agents in SkySlope overnight, right? So we can have our hands firstly on those transactions because again, with the commercial, some, depending on what state you're in, we get commercial leases that are 100 pages long, right? And depending on the state specific documents, right, there's going to be different checklists for different states. So we want to make sure that it is our main priority to do what we call the initial review within 24 hours of the agent uploading that transaction in SkySlope. It gives us that opportunity to do our checks and balances and making sure that the file is compliant, giving us that opportunity to reach out to the agent and say, hey, I know that your closing may not be for a little bit, but just want to make sure that there's no hiccups. We want to make sure that we expedite the settlement. So this is what we need. This is what's outstanding to make your file compliant, right? We need X, Y, and Z. So we perform those initial reviews to give plenty of opportunity for us to communicate and work with the agents on exactly what we need to ensure a smooth and steady closing, which means a smooth and steady settlement, right? Because that is our main priority, is settling and getting our agents paid as soon as possible. So we get reports, we get notifications when files are uploaded. We do the initial reviews, and I run those reports multiple times a day, and our team is always in SkySlope, catching those new transactions that are coming in. And then also for the settlement piece, right? I'm constantly in our deposits, seeing if checks are coming through so that we can snag those checks, upload it to SkySlope. As long as we've got that settlement statement, we can proceed with the settlement if we've got a compliant file, right? So we make sure that we give ourselves lots of opportunity and the agents equal opportunity to get their file compliant to ultimately expedite that settlement process.
That is so amazing. I love it. Thanks for being so detailed with it. And, thanks for reiterating what I have these conversations on, because literally people look at me like I'm cross-eyed sometimes. They're like, what? No way, no way. So Jen, you and Caitlin, and other important people in your team have been working on just a tremendous project for agents and brokers who don't want to take the time to be detailed with their paperwork, or they don't want to get into SkySlope. They want to go out and keep pounding the pavement, making deals happen, and they want somebody else to deal with that. But not everybody has a full-time assistant. So what have you all built that is so valuable for these agents that don't want to touch any of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Caitlin and I have been tasked to spearhead the transaction coordinating department for eXp. So this is an internal department, which I'm super excited about because, as you know, having a multitude of agents, right, that don't have the ability to hire an assistant will be able to hire an internal transaction coordinator in their state. So we have rolled out a couple of states now that we just started. But I think what's most important here is the cost, because competitively, we're priced at $250. And these are internal staff members that know all of our platforms. So to know that you have someone that knows all of our platforms and is able to assist you in getting all of these transactions into the systems, of course, like you mentioned, Stephanie, they're not excited about the paperwork, but we are, right? So we'll take that transaction, get it in there, and make sure that you're getting paid. And it kind of, two things happened, right? We're in compliance, and we're compliant with the state, and then we're getting our agents paid quickly. So two awesome things, right? And so we've already started with a couple of states. We're open, I believe, I want to say in about 16 states now for our commercial brokerages. So I'm so we can definitely assist. It's great.
In all the major states that we're seeing high
Yes.
volume, we are 100% open, and that we know,
That
right?
is
And
correct.
so,
Right.
and I had a conversation with a gentleman yesterday, as a matter of fact. He was like, I don't want to deal with that. I said, look, $250 a transaction. He goes,
Right.
what? I said, $250 a transaction. He goes, that's nothing. He goes, I'll do that all day long. He goes, my God, he goes, my average commission, he goes, on the low end's 20 grand. What's $250,
Right.
And he never has to ever log in. He doesn't even have to learn SkySlope. None of that stuff. I mean,
Right.
SkySlope's easy. I mean, it really is easy. We do a lot of training. You all are doing weekly trainings. You all do such a great job at making sure all of our agents and brokers understand our platforms, exactly how to do it. We've got all of those forms and contracts and everything's inside of SkySlope, and it is easy to do. But for those of us that are extremely busy, we've solved that problem there too. Caitlin, Jen, what have I missed? What have I missed that we need to tell and make sure everybody on this call is aware of?
I will let Caitlin, she is the day-to-day, right? And so she knows. Caitlin, share with us what else, if we missed anything.
Yeah, no, just going back to the transaction coordinating department, I couldn't be more excited to have this experience in building this. And it's a tremendous value add for our agents, right? Providing that dedicated white glove service. And I mean, the 250 is super competitive rate. And that is our turnkey. I mean, that is if the agent wants us to run with the transaction from listing to close. We know that there's so many milestones in the life cycle of the real estate, right, to get us to that close of escrow. And our dedicated team of transaction coordinators are not only licensed, but they're educated. They know SkySlope. They work super closely with the state broker team, making sure that they know what the state broker is looking for in the upload and the creation of that SkySlope file to make sure that that file is compliant. So not only is the transaction coordinators there pushing the paperwork, right, putting more hours back into the agent's day, creating that compliant SkySlope file, but we just have such an awesome collaboration between our departments, right? So our transaction coordinators, once they get from title, escrow, attorney, a copy of that final settlement statement, a copy of that commission check, they upload it. They will let the transaction settlement specialist who's assigned to that transaction in the transaction processing department, they will let them know, hey, I just uploaded the closing docs. This file is ready to settle. Bam, they can jump into that file, quickly go through it, settle it out, right? So,
Right.
I mean, we just have such a good synergy between our transaction coordinators and our transaction processing department to ultimately the main priority, the end goal for us continues to be to get our agents paid, right? We get just so much satisfaction out of turning around these files and closing them out, right? So $250 for the full service. And then again, we also have optional packages, right? If an agent, depending on the client, depending on the situation, if they want to handle certain tasks, if they want to, do some of the paperwork, we also offer an upload only service, right, for a reduced fee. So our transaction coordinators can create that SkySlope transaction. The agent can pass along the paperwork and all of the supporting documentation. They can go into SkySlope and just create that SkySlope transaction that meets the state broker's compliance requirements. Let the settlement team know, bam, like you're paid if you got a compliant file, depending on the time of the day, same day, if not next day, right? So, I mean, for $150 on those listing and sale transactions for upload only, that is a steal. When we've got rentals, referrals, or BPOs, it's $50 for an upload service. So we know that we do see a lot of referrals, a lot of leases in our commercials. So if you're just solely looking for help with that SkySlope and you need help creating that transaction, $50, we can get it done. So super, super exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah, think about
Awesome.
all of the installments we get, right, Steph, that we just don't
Yeah.
want to deal with. So definitely a service that the agents could utilize. So
That's
You know,
right.
the key
Absolutely.
word, what Caitlin said, is white glove service. This is what we
Yes.
provide for our agents. And the best part is with the team and the structure that you guys have, if there is a forecasted problem that may arise, you guys are on top of it. You guys let the agent know you're a step ahead just to get them paid and give them that service as we definitely provide them on a daily basis. That's what I love.
Absolutely. And you know, one of the things about eXp as a whole, eXp World Holdings, is that all of our departments, all of our different teams are graded on an NPS score. Surveys go out to anonymous surveys go out to all of our agents and brokers, and we are all graded. And I just want to say, while we have Jen and Caitlin on here today, that our commercials transactions team has the highest NPS score out of any department at eXp World Holdings. And I don't know if anyone had shared that with you, but I saw it yesterday or the day before, and I went, holy moly. And we're going to get that framed for you all. But I wanted to share that on this call because they keep talking about white glove service. They are all about the agents. They are all about making sure that you're happy, making sure that you're paid, your money is in your bank account, and the NPS surveys show it. We are all about the agent. That is why we're here. Jen,
that's
Caitlin,
awesome.
thank you so much for making eXp Commercials such a powerhouse team. I'm so glad we got you out from under the avatar so people could see. And we got to give kudos out to Jack Lindquist, who's not on this call, who's
Yes.
just as important. And he got to go to eXpCon. We got to meet him in person. And man, I think he was everybody's favorite person. Every agent that he'd ever paid, they were hugging him and loving him. And he's just as great too. So thank you all so much. Everybody, don't forget to join us next week. Register for the eXp Commercial Symposium. December 9th is going to be epic. You don't want to miss it. Visit our expo hall, register online, and we will also be Saturday through Wednesday. Jim and I will be at ICSC. So if anybody's in Las Vegas going to ICSC, stop by our eXp Commercial booth, say hi, let's have a conversation, let's get to know one another, and let's do some business. Thanks, everybody. Have a tremendous week. Thank you, Caitlin and Jen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, all.
See ya.